Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my PoliticTube channel. In the preceding video, I was talking about the power structure. I mentioned the three main powers in the world, talking about sex, money, and the political power. Today, I am going to explain a kind of theory which tries to constitute the way the world is administrated. Of course, it is a theory that I have learned in different texts, and I have read that, and of course it's a kind of mixture of different theories of conspiration. First of all, we have to recognize that religion is another power, and this power is fundamental in the process of organization of the societies and fundamental in the process of manipulating of the society. Religion, I am not talking about gods, I'm not talking about the influence of gods, I'm talking about religion. So I have to differentiate what is the myth and what is the Ryth. The myth is the natural human perception of the world, and it implies the explanation about the natural and overnatural phenomena that we have in our world. So it is clear that myth will never disappear from the human beings, because every time, every situation, in every social or natural situation, when something extraordinary happens, human beings will explain it with the use of the myth. So let me give you some examples. For example, in the ancient Greece, myths were the explanation of the nature. So, for example, Greek people had gods for every single thing that represented the nature. So they had, for example, Zeus as the god of the storm, and the god of the sky and the earth. They had other gods even to explain madness. For example, Ares. Those were god and goddess, and there is a kind of hierarchy between titans, gods, semi-gods, and human beings. And those semi-gods were sons of those gods with the relationship, with sexual relations with the human beings. It is important to emphasize that gods in Greek had sexual relations with humans, and this situation provoked the moment when semi-gods or heroes appeared over the land, over our planet. So there is a kind of similarity when the Bible, for example, says that the sons of God took women, human women, and they had sexual relationships with them, and finally they appeared Nephilim. So I want you to focus on the relationship between the Greek myths and the Christian myth, taking into account this particular aspect. Gods, the son of gods in the Bible, gods in the Greek mythology, took women and they had sons. In the Bible, those sons were the Nephilim, and in Greek were the heroes. I mean, such as Jason, such as Hercules, etc. Right? So it is important to take into account that those are myths. I mean, natural human explanations about the nature phenomena and about the events, historical events of human beings that guided tribes or guided cities in different battles or different events that took place in that epoch, right? This is the myth. I have to clarify that. This is the myth. And I am not discussing about the myth because the myth is necessary for human beings. Which I am discussing as an element of power is the religion, which is the way some people believe is the appropriate way to get in touch with gods. So, according to this explanation, the religion depends on the interpretation that people have about the natural events, or the religion is a way of guiding people to evoke and invoke their gods. So you can understand right now why there are different religions, and in each one of those religions, for example, in the Christian religion, there are a lot of tendencies because one religion corresponds to one interpretation that some people or human beings have about the way human beings can be in touch with their gods. So, for example, amongst Christians we have got Catholics and Protestants. And amongst Protestants, there are a lot of tendencies, but they have got a root that it's the origin of all those tendencies, which is the myth of the origin of the human beings, according to the Bible, because of a great, fantastic, and extraordinary God who is composed, who is a part of three different people: the Holy Spirit, the Son, and the Father. So it's important to differentiate religion and myth. I am not discussing about the myth because I truly believe in myth as an explanation of the origin of the world, as an explanation of the origin of the human beings, as an explanation of the natural phenomena before, when there were not enough elements, scientific elements, to explain them. This is the origin of gods, and this is the origin of the religion. But the religion is that way some people use to interpret, to say that this is the path to follow their gods. So, if we take into account this definition, we can interpret that the religion it's a way to guide, a way to manipulate some people, a group of people who are able to be manipulated to, priest or whoever they call, guide the people to say, well, this is the appropriate way to get in touch with the gods. But there is something particular which is which worries me about the Christian and religion and some other religions, because the priests teach the people, other people, how to get in touch with gods. but at the same time they teach that you can get in touch with the gods in the silence, amongst the nature, etc., etc. So there is a kind of thing that we have to discuss in a different video. I hope you liked this video. If you like it, please click on the notifications, please click and like and share with other people who like discussing about myth, legends, politics, economy, and religions. People who like power. Thank you very much.